Hello and welcome to the third Spellslingers game of the tournament. We have Henri versus Jane Wangle. Let's go. Let's kick it off. So it looks like Henri is running the zombie deck that we've been seeing circulating a lot recently. Zombies is a very prominent strategy, and Jane Wangle seems to be running a air value deck of some sort. Henri starting off with Stitched Ghoul almost immediately.
It's a nice one cost card that you can get out there early.
Yeah, really good. A really good turn one, especially if it can get in there more than once. Kind of downplay its drawback with its Death Wish. We're going to see Jane. Jane is definitely going to be on the defensive. Henri plays a face down. We know that is Cabal Spectre as a 200/200 for Shroud. Waiting for him to get the token there. Token, all set. Jane plays Water Mana Stone. That's actually pretty rough. He will not be able to play City Walls now with that Water Mana Stone. Very unlucky. Which means that Stitch Ghoul will be able to get in for that extra damage and just be pure upside. Henri has a very, very quick and aggressive start. I'm going to cast Dark Deal, lose 200, then draw 2. Discard, no counters. He draws a Backstab and the Necronomicon. So no more early game gas. I just want that to be noted. Jane plays Son of Skyworld. He's going to play City Walls to buy him a little bit more time. City Walls, pretty common, especially in the air decks. I feel like every single air deck I've seen so far runs the City Walls. That definitely slows down the game a little bit more. Henri plays another Mana Stone. He's now double checking the flip cost for Cabal Spectre, and he is going to flip it. Spectre is a 500/100. Ghoul declares attacks on the city walls. There you go. A little bit delay on the damage there. Worked out. Jane's turn. Massive of order. I think the best course of action right now is to play Platinum Pilgrim. Platinum Pilgrim has swordsmanship, so the Spectre won't be able to do too much, and the Stitched Ghoul will just die if he runs into it. I'm kind of surprised that he played the walls and not the Pilgrim.
Especially because the Pilgrim can then attack, whereas the walls cannot.
Right, exactly. Seems to be thinking. Is it possible that he's considering confessing one of them? I don't think that'd be a very good
I can't imagine why. He can block the
ball pretty easily. The ball isn't an immediate threat right now. It's going to be a threat in return or two. Okay, untaps the mana. That'd be a pretty important beginning of turn thing to do. Yep, there we go. Platinum Pilgrim. Much better defender than City Walls. Swordsmanship means it deals combat damage first whenever something attacks it. So, if the Spectre or the Ghoul attack the Pilgrim will kill them before the Pilgrim takes any damage. Henri is going to play Ilthrin Genkan. And notably the Beach Day art. And the Ghoul and Spectre are going to attack the city walls. Okay. Looking again at Henri's hand, he has a pretty good grip. He has Backstab for the Pilgrim. He also has Iltherin. Iltherin can also take out the Pilgrim. And he has Capital Punishment if Jane ever decides to play the Bane Nalo that he has in his hand. Bane is a pretty dangerous card. Just very good all around. The Capital Punishment can get rid of her for pretty cheap. Phase 5, plays the Bane Nalo. Pilgrim does not attack. Interesting. I think it would have been better if he attacked the Spectre there, since the Pilgrim's going to die anyway.
Let's Henri decide what he wants to attack with, rather than choosing a target.
Right, I guess. I suppose. And yep, there goes the Capital Punishment on Bane Nalo. And Henri still has that Backstab up. For anything else scarier that would show up. Ooh, it draws Throne of Totality, which is immune to Backstab. Okay, going to cast Confess on the Spectre. The Spectre and not Iltherin.
It's an interesting move, to be sure. I feel like Iltherin is much more of a threat.
Uh-huh. And the Spectre wouldn't be able to kill the Pilgrim once Iltherin's off the board. But I suppose Jane has a plan.
Or they forgot.
Or they forgot. Entirely possible.
Happens all the time.
Happened to the best of us. He's going to attack the Stitched Ghoul. Ghoul goes down. Jane is healed. So, I guess now the Spectre won't deal as much damage. I guess. Henri draws a Purge. Pretty good. Henri with just so many answers in his hands, with Backstab and a Belt of Diamonds to get it back later. It seems that one of his main threat, Iltherin, has gone kind of unanswered. There goes the Necronomicon. Iltherin attacks the Pilgrim. Jane takes 1.
This is where using that spell card on Iltherin would have come into handy.
Right. Right, because if the Confess went off earlier, then the Pilgrim would still be around. And the Spectre, even though it has 500, it's scary. 500 damage is scary, but it wouldn't be able to get past him. I think his best hope right now is trying to run out the Throne of Totality as quick as possible. Henri has a lot of board pressure right now, but he doesn't have much of a threat. He's threatening 300 damage a turn, which is not a lot at the moment.
What happened to the Cabal?
The Cabal got
that's right, the
Confessed,
spell
yeah.
card. That is fair. Iltherin is better against allies than he is against players.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Jane just ends the turn. This was Jeweler's Charm, so he can block an attack if it attacks him directly, so if anything gets too out of hand, he can get rid of it.
It has been brought to my attention, I believe it is important for the audience to know that, according to sources, the first chainsaw was actually invented for the use of childbirth.
Right, that is interesting. What? That is, that has some real horrifying implications that I don't think we can really get into at the moment.
It was invented in the 18th century by 2 Scottish doctors.
Of course it's the Scots. That's amazing. Oh, no, I'm seeing it now.
There's my contribution to this tournament.
Contribution. That's a fun fact for everyone at home. You know, that might be on someone's final quiz. You never know.
I severely doubt that.
If I were a professor, I'd put that in my quiz.
I believe that.
Yes.
Wow, Henri just ripping out the ally destroying cards. He just drew a Hellfire into his hand.
Oh, geez. Yeah, Hellfire's even. Yeah, Hellfire has an even mana cost, so it would be able to destroy the totality if you ever plays it. There is Containment Agent, containing Iltherin.
I will comment also that Purge is also an even mana cost.
Purge is also even, that is correct. And for those of you at home that are a little bit confused on why we're talking about mana costs, Throne of Totality has a strange ability where it is the bane of all odd numbers. So it can't be blocked, targeted, or take damage from cards with an odd number mana cost, HP, or attack. So Cabal Spectre wouldn't be able to harm it. The zombie token would, but things like Capital Punishment there wouldn't be able to kill it. Henri decides to Hellfire the Containment Agent. A little bit awkward. I mean, he doesn't know that Totality is hanging around. Although the Hellfire, I don't think he actually wasted the Hellfire there. He has
Still has Belt of Diamonds.
He has Belt of Diamonds, a slept-on card, and even though it costs a lot, you can get cards back very quickly. Here we go. Jane definitely on the back foot here.
One thing that's going to be difficult for him is that he has to draw cards now instead of channeling mana.
That's right. He plays first Seal of Rom, selects Persistent Dead. Persistent Dead.
Can I get a third?
Can we get a third? I do not believe so. I think it's going to be something along the lines of Saren's Assistant.
Show me the Elder Gods.
Show me the Elder Gods. Or Unearth. So none of these are good options. Oh, also I have to remind... you cannot target Unearth with the first Seal of Rom. The first Seal of Rom can only target allies, not spells. There we go.
Are you all good?
Yep. Does disc work?
So you or me?
It was me. Remember, if I screen share for too long, it just breaks.
Oh, man.
Okay. Plays Persistent Dead. Both Persistent Deads from his graveyard. I feel like this game might just be over. Discards. Rise again. Ikra. Door of the Undead. And plays the... Guessing that's a Cabal Spectre. I don't believe he has any other face down cards. So... Cabal Spectre. Yep. Well, the chances continue to drop for Jane. Does not have enough mana to play Throne of Totality, but it looks like he's going to Jeweler's Charm. Jeweler's Charm. It looks like it's going to block something. I'm not entirely sure what he cast there for Jeweler's Charm.
Why can't I top deck nice
There's
stuff?
a reason it's called GIMP.
Alright, and we are back. Mark IV Crusader, or Jane Wangle, facing down a swarm of zombies. Reveals the Cabal Spectre. Okay, he reveals the Cabal Spectre on Jane's turn, I think. Or he just plays the Mana Stone. Yep, Stitched Ghoul. Honestly, just a little bit overkill. It would probably This is just much. This is just a bit much. Might have even been better if he backstabbed the Crusader, but who knows? I think. Let's see. 2, 4, 6. Take 7. Go. Spectre did not attack for some reason. That was just lethal. I believe that was just lethal because he could attack with the Spectre, because the Spectre's been there for a turn.
I think it might be confused by the unshrouding it.
Probably. Draws Colonel B. Marshall. Definitely buys him a bit more time. Son of Skyworld also makes it so he could get a couple trades in here. Go. 2 human soldiers, please. The human soldiers are 200/200s because of the Crusader. Very handy piece of tech there. Okay. Has he stabilized with this?
It's possible, but I don't think so.
Any zombies have to go through Marshall now. But I don't think that changes anything. I just think that means Ilthrin goes for. Oh, that's true. The Crusader has swordsmanship, so it can kill Ilthrin. Yep. Okay, Ilthrin's gone. That was his main threat. Although Henri does have capital punishment in his hand, so Colonel
And
or the Crusader
backstab and purge.
and backstab and purge. So actually, he could just play purge and win here, I believe.
I think that's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing. Yep. Purge. Delete. Purge says destroy all non-zombies. The zombies swoop in.
I think the zombie deck has gotten much more prominent due to the influx of additional zombie cards since earlier sets.
Mm-hmm. I think
Now some of
Cabal
those effects
Spectre.
are able to stack on top of each other. And
Yep.
there are more options for that.
Yep. Jane will be able to go first now. I also think Henri really started out swinging, and Jane was never really able to stabilize. He was always on the defensive since the very beginning. And with like 1 or 2 misplaced removal, kind of fell apart on him. So, in Henri's hand, we have a Backstab, Dark Deal, First Seal of Rom, Demonic Contract, Cabal Spectre. So, with that opening hand, I run a similar deck. With that opening hand, you could get an Elder God out turn 5-ish, because you can First Seal of Rom, pick a couple Elder Gods, and then you can Demonic Contract for an Unearth. They'll leave you at 5 health, but you could do it. Waiting for oh, Jane is sideboarding in cards.
It would be a pretty poor choice, especially if Mark IV Crusader comes up again with flying.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And it can fall apart pretty easily since, as we see in Jane's hand, he has both a Confess and a Counter Charm. Has 2 Grim Persecutors, Colonel B. Marshall, Counter Charm, and a Confess. Okay, I guess he's sticking with it. I think that was a pretty lucky choice by his part, because Henri doesn't have anything especially aggressive. He will have a Cabal Spectre turn 3.
There's the legendary Mana Stone.
Ah, yes. Infamous Mana Stone of Order. Only 2 this time.
Funny.
It's now Henri's turn. He's going to play the Cabal Spectre Shrouded. Yeah. So 200, 200. Next turn is going to be a 500, 100. Ooh. The card he's looking for. Confess is not a snap card. So Jane might be relying on Confess being snap. Oh! Oh, Henri got Send Me Your Heart of Jikra. So he's not able to actually flip the Cabal yet. Henri is demonic. Contracting.
Interesting pause right after the demonic.
Yeah, demonic. Contracting? Just for a second, I imagined a demon with a hard hat being a contractor. That's the pause.
That is the natural progression for that thought.
Let's see. He has plenty of mana. He's going to play Persecutor, I believe. Not keeping mana up for Counter Charm. Grim Persecutor. He does not attack with Grim Persecutor. Grim Persecutor does have Battle Fury, so it can attack. Interesting to note, Grim Persecutor cannot be destroyed by fire or dark spells or allies. Not targeted. Newer cards say they can't be targeted, but this one says explicitly that it can't be destroyed. First Seal of Rom. We're probably going to see the 2 persistent dead trick again. What do you think his third is going to be?
I think his third might be another Stitched Ghoul.
Stitched Ghoul and Elder God, perhaps? It looks like Henri's still trying to...
I don't think so, since he has the option.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there is a Saren's Assistant. Gives him the Saren's Assistant, discards 2 persistent deads, and as we all know, persistent dead does not stay dead. Ooh, discards Purge. Discards Purge, Gazul First of Many, Belt of Diamonds, and Hellfire.
Interesting choice.
Yep. The persistent deads take their toll. Jane draws Runic Examination. He is going to pay 4. Grim Persecutor, again, not keeping his Counter Charm mana open. So whatever Henri does next will be unopposed, and also does not attack with the Grim Persecutor, either one of them, even though they both have Battle Fury.
This really doesn't seem like the best decision on his part, especially since they can eliminate what he assumedly knows is a Cabal Spectre immediately.
Uh-huh. It's possible that he wants them to stay alive for Colonel B. Marshall, but they can't be destroyed by anything Henri has. So I am a bit confused, to be completely honest.
He may be keeping them alive for avoiding Senmir.
That's a good possibility. The Senmir trick is pretty popular in zombie decks. You activate Senmir while you have the zombies in your graveyard still, so you get more mana, and then you bring the zombies back. Okay, he's going to play Colonel B. Marshall. So he gets 3 soldiers.
I have been kicked off your stream.
Oh, I see. And it's 3 soldiers.
This seems a little bit more balanced than the last game.
Yeah. It's still, I feel like Jane was missing out on some damage there with the Persecutors. Yep, there we go. And now the fighting starts.
Interesting choice, attacking the Persistent Dead. That would not have been my first option.
It's possible that he's trying to get Henri to mill more cards, perhaps. I do agree that I think 800 in the air would be more effective, especially it's going to take Henri a little bit to get through his blockade. He could get some damage in. I do feel like that is a common pitfall, is that some people just try to outkill the zombies, and I don't think that strategy works half the time. Draws 2 with Dark Deal. Draws
We need a
Iltherin.
reverse purge. Need a holy purge.
Need a Holy Purge.
Destroy all zombie allies.
That's not a half bad card.
It's purge, but good.
It's Vindication. It's Vindicate.
Yes. It's theological karate chop.
He exhausts a Sorcerer's Stone and Senmir. Is he activating Senmir? He does not have enough to actually activate it. He doesn't have 2 dark mana. He has 1 with Sorcerer's Stone, but he doesn't have the others since he spent 3 to... Yep. Spectre doesn't flip. He's unable to actually pay the cost for Spectre. Going to attack with Saren's System instead. The minor misplay there. We're all new to this whole counting thing.
I just started yesterday.
I got an F in counting.
I did that also.
Whoa, hold on. Duh. Stop playing cards, please. Hold on. All right.
Sort that all out.
After a minor judge panic attack, we're back. So, there was a bit confusion. Henri believed that Sorcerer's Stone could create as much mana as he wanted.
What?
Yes. He thought you could create 1 gray mana and then lose 100 and create 1 mana of whatever you want.
No.
No. For everyone at home, that is not how the card works. You have to create a gray mana or create anything you want and lose 100. I believe we've cleared things up, however. He's going to play Undead Skullcaster. Undead Skullcaster, a fantastic card to counter. Jane elects not to. I believe he's probably going to confess it or going to kill it with his Grim Persecutors. But that Undead Skullcaster is a fantastic way to break through his deadlock of allies and deal damage to him directly. Here we go. Alright, we're having some minor confusion over why he's paying this much mana. He spends 3 to flip. Henri has no excuse to be exasperated with me when 10 seconds ago he thought that a Mana Stone could just create as much mana as he wanted.
This is the kind of thing you only see in tabletop joke draft.
Yes, it is. This is a level of buffoonery unseen by men before. Okay, so the Skullcaster dealing another 200 to Jane. And I believe Jane was going to counter one of the zombies. Now it's Jane's turn. Time to really use those Grim Persecutors. Draws Saint Liliana. So, Saint Liliana is a very strong card.
However, it is a flavor loss.
However, it is a flavor. How is it a flavor loss?
I don't like the character the card's based on.
Oh, I see. Well, Saint Liliana is actually pretty good for him in this situation. If he's able to get it off and reduce Henri's health to 12. Bloodthirsty is a lot less scary, and he can start applying some real pressure. He needs to get rid of the Skullcaster and Spectre. I think that he should confess the Spectre and kill the Skullcaster and have a Persecutor stay back to block, maybe. I mean, he's clearly mulling it over, but we're about to find out. Ace 3. Okay, just pays 3. Hasn't played anything yet.
It's the ultimate move.
It's the ultimate move. He has the mana up. It hasn't randomly disappeared. 1 Persecutor kills 1 Undead Skullcaster.
Can he then attack the Spectre with what's his name?
Palas?
Yeah, because
He definitely could.
and he has more allies, correct?
That is right. Palas would be indestructible, but the damage stays. So if Henri ever gets his zombies back, then Palas wouldn't be indestructible and he'd just die. The Persistent Dead are attacking the Persecutors
Separately.
separately.
Do they have enough attack to do that?
I mean, they could. They can't kill the Persecutors. And so both Persistent Dead would just die here. I believe it's just because Henri wants to discard more cards and possibly get more zombies.
I might be buying for some centimeter plays, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's another good possibility. 2 more mana. Yep, both of them die. He's probably...
He doesn't have much to summon, does he?
Yep, there's 1 Persistent Dead. Discards 2. I think he's trying to dig for more, just for more zombies in general. But I do think we are starting to see the zombie deck begin to slow down. His deck has been halved. I don't think he's discarded 2 to get back the Persistent Dead yet. We get there when we get there, he says. Okay. I think he should have discarded first, because then there was a slight possibility he'd get more mana from... Don't remind him. There is another Persistent Dead. Did he attack or something? All right, here comes the confess. Who will he confess? He confesses correctly. He targets Ilthrin Gankian. Save that confess till the very end. Could have counter-charmed it, but a confess works, I suppose. Persecutor kills Cabal Spectre. How about the other Persecutor? Where's the other Persecutor going? Okay, Soldier trades with Ilthrin. That's a trade that he'll take. That's pretty darn good. Takes 3 from Palas. Palas is kind of vulnerable here. He can lose his indestructibility very quickly. Henri draws a Skullcaster. Okay. Jane should counter this Skullcaster if Henri decides to play it. Otherwise, he's going to take a lot of damage out of nowhere. And that's pretty dangerous. One, two, three. Undead Skullcaster. Floorboard Scuttler. Okay. No responses from Jane. Does not counter the Undead Skullcaster.
I don't think that's the best move on his part.
I don't think so either. It's slowing down the game a lot more, because now he has to spend a turn to attack with his Grim Persecutor. It's entirely possible that he just simply forgot what Counter Charm does.
Maybe he thinks it's specifically for spells.
Possibly. But for the viewers at home, the card does say you can counter allies with it. Henri passes it back without reanimating any zombies. I think that's a misplay. I think that is a misplay on Henri's part. He could have dealt some good damage there.
Did he misclick the button?
No, he seems that was just his turn.
What's he waiting for?
Good question. Well, the Persecutors are... One Persecutor is going to rip the Skullcaster to shreds, I'm guessing, and the other one goes for the throat? Start getting damage in. He could Yarn Bobble to give them more attack.
If I may speak my piece, the correct play would be to just bomb rush at the moment. Due to the fact that the Persecutors are both flying, Henri can't actually do much to stop them if they do. He's kind of just letting the game drag out, as is.
Mm-hmm. That's right. His wisest choice at the moment would have been to try to get Jane down as much as possible. So the fact that he didn't utilize the Skullcaster while he had it was interesting, to say the least.
I'm also going to give props to Jane there for choosing the option as that. And never mind. I was going to say that completely frees up his Persecutors to make the attacks.
I think killing the Skullcaster there was smart.
It was, but as I just said, there isn't really much to coming Persecutors. So really it would have been wiser to just use them to block when the turn was passed.
In another strategy, he could be vying for a big Senmir play, but I don't think he has anything in his hand that would warrant that action.
We have seen Gazul, and I think, yeah, that's right, Gazul and Kefre are both in his graveyard at the moment.
But he can't play them with mana unless he uses Unearth, right?
That's right. Also, both purges are in the graveyard. There's a Stitched Ghoul. Let's see. There's still a Door of the Undead at large. There's one Unearth in the deck. He's holding a Belt of Diamonds. Also, Backstab still in the deck. Doesn't really do much against the Persecutors. Again, he just kind of has to race them at this point. Here come the Persistent Dead. Discarding some cards. Also, Skeleton Key still in the deck as well. Would be pretty good with Jane's constant mowing down with Grim Persecutors. That's still at large. But we're going to see no responses. So plays 2 Persistent Dead. Yep. So he discards a Haunted Graveyard, Dark Deal, Baron's Assistant, Secrets of the Necronomicon, Mana Orb, the second Unearth. So there's no way for him to get back stuff that aren't zombies at this point. Capital Punishment and the Floorboard Scuttler just died. He's now going to search his deck for an ally and discard it. He could definitely run out of cards.
I wasn't gonna say this, but what are they doing?
Yeah, this is a wet noodle fight, I'd say. I feel like Jane could have capitalized better with his advantage, and I feel like Henri could have pushed the initiative a little bit better. Okay, he's going to discard Jikra. All 3 other gods are in the graveyard.
He has no unearths left.
No Unearths left. He has 1 Rise Again in the deck somewhere.
Remind me what that does?
Summon target ally from any graveyard under your control. That costs 6, and you can rebound it for 3.
To put it bluntly, this game should have ended like 3 or 4 turns ago.
But here's the thing, if he plays Rise Again, Jane can just counter charm it.
Right. And that's part of the issue, is that we shouldn't even be in this phase. Jane should have just freely attacked because he is completely able to, and ignored the allies because the damage Henri can do will not match up to the Persecutors, and did not for the past 5 turns.
And I still think it doesn't. I think Jane has this right now. Jane is in a much comfortable position.
And yet he's
if Henri pulls that Rise Again, he could get 2 Elder Gods back into the field in a very short amount of time.
And at the moment, Jane is kind of just pussyfooting around it. I think he may be scared of something, but I don't know what he would be scared of in this.
If he remembers that Counter Charm can stop Rise Again, I think Henri is without hope. But if he forgets that Counter Charm can stop Rise
If he
Again,
forgets all of the functions for Counter Charm and just holds it in his hand indefinitely, then yes, that would be a problem.
Thus far, this game has kind of just been a comedy of errors, which makes it very frustrating to watch.
The first one, Henri capitalized very well on his deck very quickly, and it worked out well, but this is...
And with this one, Jane kept a good hand and applied some really good early pressure, but then kind of stopped. He kind of like
for no reason.
a little bit. Yeah, I can't imagine what's going on. Okay. Jane played a Water Mana Stone and did nothing. And passed it to Henri.
What cards does he have in his hand?
He has Counter Charm, Jeweler's Charm, Saint Liliana, and Sage of the Masks. And Henri has Backstab, Belt of Diamonds, and Lamia the Last Kados. Henri could also use Belt of Diamonds to get back the Rise Again that's in his graveyard. He's going to play Lamia the Last Kados instead. He's going to duplicate a Grim Persecutor. That doesn't do anything for him. It's just a 1/1 Battle Fury flyer.
Hello, back from my brief of the player's thoughts. It appears that Jane is attempting to stall Henri out of cards.
Okay,
Why?
that is a way to victory.
A very interesting method. And to quote him, you are at 16 cards, I'm at 25, and I'm playing water. And I think he's a bit too focused on the stall aspect of his deck right now.
Okay, well, Henri has inverted his cards, and they are playing hopscotch with each other. I'm not making that up. Okay,
It's quite the second
What?
game.
I don't know what's happening. I honestly don't know what's happening. I'm kind of speechless. Okay. So, Jane is set on stalling Henri out, which gives Henri the opportunity. Henri has in his hand, as commentators, we would like to point out that Henri has in his hand the Belt of Diamonds card, which can add any spell or drill from your graveyard to your hand, which includes Rise Again, which he milled out before. He could cast Rise Again and resurrect an Elder God, in which he almost assuredly would win. Okay, Jane draws Bane Nalo.
I will give brief props to Henri for his play using Lamia, but
Yep.
we should not be here.
I feel like
We should be on game 3 by now.
both players have had an opportunity to win,
They have.
and both players have had an opportunity to stop the other person from winning,
They have.
and they haven't done either.
They have successfully done none of those things.
None of those things. This is a very odd. I find this actually very entertaining. It is very.
I agree, but I'm
fail to see
incredibly
the advantage
amused for
of
all the
hopscotch.
wrong reasons.
Grim Persecutor
failed to-
attacks Cabal Spectre.
I fail to see the advantage of zombies playing hopscotch.
Speaking of hopscotch, the Stitched Ghoul is still on its head. There you go. Now it's not.
Finally got up out of that handstand. Even if you're dead, the blood rush is dangerous.
This is literally just how to properly play chess, but as spell slingers. Henri is
And
now
how
going to
not to
play-
properly play spell
He's
slingers.
going to play Door of the Undead. Does Jane remember that he has a counter charm? Is he?
No.
Alert response. He actually plays
Finally!
counter charm. Okay, counter charm, ladies and gentlemen. Counter charm has been cast.
It
Counter
has
charm
taken
has
us
been cast.
quite a while.
This
but we
does,
got
however,
there.
open him up to Henri summoning both Elder Gods.
I will point
Yes.
out that he has Jeweler's Charm, so he can technically mitigate that.
Not anymore. He doesn't. He plays Jeweler's Charm.
Just as I say it, he makes the wrong play.
Ooh, yikes!
Because it's not as if he doesn't know that Henri has the Elder Gods in his deck. It's not as if he doesn't know he has Rise Again. That was played last game.
Jane has he can see in his opponent's graveyard, and he sees that he brings Belt of Diamonds and Elder Gods and Rise Again.
He can see all of this. What is he doing?
Stalling. He is stalling.
It's definitely a. I still think he's winning. I think he's winning
He
due
should
to
be-
Henri's
that's the
ignorance
issue,
to
is
what
that he
Belt
should
of
have
Diamonds
already
can
won.
do.
He probably thinks it can make
Oh,
infinite mana.
Oh, you know another thing is that if Henri summons an Elder God and figures it out, by sheer coincidence, Jane has the same amount of mana to play Sage of the Masks, which can duplicate one of the Elder Gods and stop. Not
Oh,
anymore.
here it comes.
You just
No,
played it.
not anymore. The second we start talking about his options.
No response. Okay,
That's not an enter play ability.
it is
That's a
not an
tap
interplay
ability.
ability. Lamia Clone Lamia doesn't trigger. It wasn't summoned. It wasn't summoned. Maskman is now Lamia. So a little bit of confusion with Sage of the Masks. Very odd. Okay. I am at a lot. Okay, here we go. Sage of the
He's
Masks.
attacking his own card.
No, he
No,
duplicates
he's copying.
Grim Persecutor. Now he's back at 2 again. That's pretty smart. And now it has Battle Fury, so it can attack this turn.
Henri allowing cheating into the game.
I'll allow the misplay. That's not how this works. You can't allow your...
Go ahead, cheat. It's okay.
Okay. Persecutor attacks the Stitch School. Is he going to ignore Lamia? Because Lamia can deal more damage than what Jane just healed. So... a questionable line of thinking there. There we go. All right. Boom, boom. I don't know why Persistent Dead is gone. Why did Persistent Dead die?
It lost its persistence.
Why did Persistent Dead die? Grim Persecutor has Battle Fury. Grim Persecutor attacked Lamia. Henri very eager to see his zombies die again. Okay, I have a theory, and I would like you guys to hear it.
Okay.
What if they are colluding to try to create the longest game in tournament history?
I don't think Henri has the patience for that.
I feel like we as spectators are being trolled. I feel like they're trolling us. Okay.
I have returned from a brief absence, and I am met with a scene that is even more confusing than anything I've seen up to this point. That's rather impressive, considering what we've seen tonight.
Saint Liliana still in Jane's hand. I think it would be... Here we go. Belt of Diamonds. He plays the Belt of Diamonds.
Forever.
And not have a Jeweler's Charm nor a Counter Charm in hand, so he is fresh out of luck in dealing with that.
Yep.
And there's the first activation.
Yep. First activation. What is he going to do? He's going to return Secrets of the Necronomicon to his hand. Is he going to try to win with Secrets of the Necronomicon?
It looks like it. Otherwise, that was a completely useless draw.
He has the Necronomicon and Secrets of the Necronomicon. Is he going to attempt to rise again the Karn in his graveyard with Secrets of the Necronomicon and the Necronomicon in play to instantly win the game? I think that's what he's planning to do.
I hope so.
I think that Jane's stalling is coming back. Okay, there is Throne of Totality. Jane has this in the bag.
Okay.
Hasn't he had Throne of Totality since turn 1?
No, he just got it. He just drew it. He has Saint Liliana and Bane Nalo in his hand.
he should play Throne of Totality.
I believe that's what he's doing. Playing Saint Liliana instead.
No.
Okay. No, that's not the worst. Now, Grim Persecutors deal 8.
That's
It deals 8. He is 4 now. Henri has to win this next turn.
The question is, can he? And I
I think Jane has given Henri an opportunity to win. I think
he has
Henri
given
an
him
opportunity
many
to
opportunities to
win.
win. He has given him
capital punishment.
He has given him more than 15 turns of chances to win.
Mm-hmm. Draws capital punishment. I believe he's using Senmir and Belt of Diamonds.
If we could be seen by
to play Unearth. Why did he pick Unearth? Okay. He plays Unearth.
Is he playing an Elder God into the field?
He
No.
killed himself. He killed himself.
He killed himself.
He
killed
killed
himself.
He
was
the
given
card.
all our.
Did he
change
I bet
his
you
mind?
he didn't even know he could win with Secrets of the Necronomicon.
I'm gonna,
Did he change
as
his
our
mind?
correspondent, I'm gonna go down and talk to the players briefly.
Ask him if he's actually going to cast Unearth.
This just gets better and better.
Okay. I think he changed his mind. By some miracle, avoiding killing himself. Or is he walking through the steps?
He is walking through the steps.
He's walking through the steps, so he's going
He
to
is
kill
doing
himself.
the math to see if he has enough mana to pull this off.
Because Jane doesn't believe him. Okay. He's going through the steps. He's going to kill himself a second time. Is this what we're seeing right now?
Is this about to happen? Or is this what we're about to see?
This is game 2, everyone. Oh, he picks
2.
Rise again. He picks Rise again. Rise again is in his hand. Pays Rise again. Okay, thank you. He's actually... Okay, there's Karn.
There's Karn.
King of the Ashes.
Now, where is it? He has enough mana.
Yep. Just play Secrets of the Necronomicon and the Necronomicon, and you win.
If he passes the turn right now, I will say words. I will have words.
There's no way. Henri's not that dumb. He knows that he has 10 mana and that he has all the cards. He's bragging right now, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The Necronomicon.
Okay.
Now he passes his turn.
Now he passes the turn.
Now he should activate secrets. There should have been no delay in any of this.
There we go. Secrets of the Necronomicon.
Secrets of the Necronomicon.
Pass the turn. At the end of his turn, Henri wins.
This is a painful.
That was
game.
This should be it. This should be it.
Yep, and that was it.
That was so painful. I'm gonna go yell at the players.
Yep. We will see you guys in the next tournament fight. Henri will go on to the winner's bracket, and Jane will go to the loser's bracket.